All right, we're out here this evening in the shop, and we're in the fabrication side of the shop here. We've pressure washed and cleaned this gearbox, and we're getting ready to pull these placards off. This one here is for the shift combination, and then this one here is basically all the information, serial number, and everything else for the lathe itself. So before we pull these off of Pearl's gearbox here, we are trying out our new Peel 2 3D CAD scanner. This is a tool that I purchased this last month, and I got it a week ago, and I haven't had but a couple minutes to play with it. So I'm still learning settings and all of that. I've put the target stickers on here, and then they have these little three-sided targets that you can lay in place anywhere you want. And I kind of just hit a random spot around here. So anyway, I'm going to bring you in, and I'm just trying out the scanning with a couple different settings there with it on here. Now, I haven't prepped anything other than doing the pressure wash. There's still paint in here, and it's just not really defined as standards for scanning. After I pull this off, I'll be able to sandblast it and have a uniform surface on it, or spray it with developer and other things like that I have read and researched a little bit on getting clarity in your scanning. Okay, the reason why I chose this Peel unit here is to have the software to go in and grab your scan and then modify it and then create something that you can load into my Fusion 360 software, and then I can create printed items, such as if I wanted to print this in aluminum or 316 stainless steel or something like that, and then mount it back up there with all new modified speeds on here. This is my goal. All right, we're going to pull these off of here, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to pull them off without even putting a pry to the piece itself, and pull those rivets out of there without harming any or deforming any of the placard itself. All right, so I'm basically set up here now. I'm going to bring you over so that you get to look at the screen, but before I do that, I'm just going to go ahead, and I think we're on resume scanning. Okay, and this is no more than a trigger, and then it gives out a light beam and sends back. Now there's a bar over there on the screen that kind of lets me know my right distance to hold out, and you just got to learn not to have to be so wild on your in and outs and everything else here. So right about there's the range I need to have. All right, now I'm going to face you over to the screen so that you can see what it's doing on the screen as far as building the scan itself. All right, I got it angled like that because I need to see it as well as you. And okay, I'm in the range right now. He's let me know that I got 3 targets that I've got in the scan area there. Okay, I think part of my problem is I pulled 3-4 targets right out of the middle here, and I stuck them around the outside edge. And I bet you if I had targets a little closer, it would gather that information. So I'm just going to try that out. I'm no expert at this. This is new to me, so. Okay, I added 4 more targets, and let's see, they probably should come up. We're going to go ahead and resume scan. See, it did. It automatically picked those targets up, and it's let me move right across. And the yellow area is where it's working on and filling in. There's going to be a pretty good learning curve to this. I'm changing the angle and walking over other known areas there. And that's what you got to do. Because it's picking up bits of information off of each one of those little targets. Good thing they give you that little meter on the screen. But you do have to, you're paying attention to 2 different things, but you know, the screen is actually telling you pretty good there. Okay, I'm coming across. And coming up. Learning to scan is going to be one trick, and learning to take your item and... Okay, now we're going to go preview. Alright, it's creating a preview. There we go. How awesome is that? Pretty awesome tool here. So far, I'm starting to see some results for my investigating and searching for something that was one in my ballpark price line, and something that's given me all the components I think I'm going to be able to take and add this to my Ultimaker. And just today I've got the metal kit for my Ultimaker, so that's going to be on the way here. So I'm going to actually be printing metals here soon, so this come just in time. I did some search and then I ran into online the Ultimate 3D printer store down in Odessa, Florida. And so I went to make the purchase, and then I got in communication with one of the representatives there, and Roy. He worked with me on getting this at the new sale price, and you can go online and you'll see the new sale price. It's still a good chunk of change, but you all helped me escape the other the other shop and location and partner I was with, and got me over here, and this is my gig now 100%, and I'm in control of it, and I'm investing in the directions that I've been wanting to go for a very, very long time. So I've been cranking handles and conventional machining for a very long time, and now I want to get into additives. So this is kind of the start of being able to do that. And Pearl is going to have a lot of different avenues of, we're going to start seeing if 3D scanning is going to help motivate the job shop, because that's what I am. I am a jobber. I don't really claim to be a machinist or a plumber or electrical or a welder or all of that. I mean, I do all of that, but I consider myself a true jobber. So anyway, when I bought this, I knew I wanted to protect it, so I bought the case as well. And this thing is, you could probably throw this thing over the edge of the roof there, and it'll land and protect this thing. All right, so I played enough with this right now that I want to go ahead and get this set up on the table here, and then we're going to pull those rivets out that hold this thing, because then I'm sure there's going to be, I'm going to be getting a Lazy Susan type of table set up, and we'll probably print the base and the bearings and all of that with my Ultimaker, using some materials that will be coming in. I also have some O-ring material coming in, and we're going to actually be printing the O-rings for those shafts coming out that control the shift levers. And instead of going in with a packing there, I'm actually going to print O-rings that are going to go in there that will handle 160 degrees temperature, and they will hold up to the fluids inside. All right, that's pretty cool stuff. All right, let me reposition everything here, and then we're going to get set up, and I'm going to pull those rivets out of that nameplate there. And you guys get it if you want. I'll put in the link, Ultimate 3D Store, and all the information that you need to follow along with anything that you see me using in my shop. I want you to be able to get a hold of it or know where I got it. And then when you log on, you can see what I paid for it and all of that. And as I get more experience with this, it will be performing just like as I got experience with my plasma cam. You saw the early days. You saw when I set it up. You saw me learning everything. And now shortcuts are natural, and knowing how it all comes together. The more you play with it, the more you become comfortable with it, and the more it produces for you. And that's what I'm feeling on a lot of these new things. So that's my new PL2 3D scanner, and you'll be seeing it along the road, and that's what I'm doing with it. All right. And I'm going to be comparing what I actually scanned right here with the whole body of of the gearbox there. And then we're gonna do another scan with this cleaned up and prepped a couple different ways, and we'll see how the results come out. But I actually want to create that as a CAD file and then be able to take off the speed numbers and then add in the speed numbers that I want and keep the original look, design, everything else of that placard, recreate it, and then we're going to rivet it on there when we're putting Pearl back together. That's the name of the game right there. All right, fun stuff. Let's get moving. Okay, I'm set up here. Now I know that this is not proper welding attire, but we're gonna be doing nothing more than a couple little spots here of weld. So it's not like I'm gonna be here for hours or even an hour. Besides that, I'm just enjoying the heat. Broke this morning. That heat index we've had for the last week. Brutal stuff. All right, I'm gonna bring you in so you're not looking at my chicken legs there. We're just pulling these 6 here, and we got 4 here to pull. These are a little bit smaller than these. You pick and choose what you want to keep and what you know you can replace. To actually keep these rivets and reuse these rivets is not part of the important part of the game here. Removing this and keeping it in the best shape we can, that's the name of the game. Also getting these out without breaking them off or breaking off in the casting. So I'm going to weld on the top of here, and I'm going to bring up a surface that I can grab a hold of, hopefully with just a little pair of vice grips. And after it cools down, and we'll be able to just pull it out. That's the name of the game anyway here. By adding the weld with the TIG, you're able to focus so much heat right on that rivet itself, or if this was a bolt, the bolt down into the casting. So that heat's gone down in there and expanded, and now it's cooling down. So it kind of like stretches in there. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit more. We're gonna get it up. We might put something on it and create a head on it so that we can get a claw like our pry bar. Okay, we got a little height there. I'm gonna go ahead and get a 1/4 nut, see if I can put that on there, and then that'll be setting up there that I can get the claw underneath it. Okay, before I go wasting nuts, well, we pulled that one right off the top. Okay. Let's see if we do any better on the next ones. I'd rather leave that a little bit up and pull the cover right off of there and assess our extraction. Okay, looking in at that rivet, I know it's a spiral rivet. So now as I pull these apart, I'm going to try a twist on it. Okay, that one broke the weld off. It actually didn't break the head off. If you haven't figured already, just breaking the head off, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Okay, 6 for 6. All right, we're gonna get a thin blade putty knife. We'll go for a little quiet for a bit. All right. Okay, these here, well, we're gonna see what we can do about working those out of here. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pull that plate off of there, and then we have the 2 plates completely salvageable. Of course, I go, hey, the other one's gonna break off, okay? And my first one didn't break off, so it actually came out, and okay, there's the second one. There's the third one. Okay, there's the fourth one right there. Now, even though they all came out, this little corner right here broke off of that little tip right there. But I'm not worried about it. We're gonna do it right. All right, the one up here in the corner, one of the 6 I got out with just grabbing it with the vice grips after the fact, but these 5 here aren't moving at all. Now, instead of trying to wall on them again and become brittle, I'm going to take the oxygen acetylene and I'm going to try to heat that up to where I know it'll expand all the way down in there, and then I'll let it cool, and then I'll try it again. At least that way it might have a chance on annealing also, because this body here is going to absorb a lot of heat. So I'm just going to hit it from the side. It's catching all that heat, and it's turning bright red. I want to hold it long enough to make it swell down inside. Okay, we'll move over to this one. Okay, let's see if we accomplish anything. No, okay, that just broke off. Okay, I'm gonna go back to trying to weld a nub on it and then lift it up. All right, we got it. All right. I wish I could get that one at sub level. See if I can get lucky. Believe it or not, I pulled it up slightly. I don't know. Let's see if I can zoom you into that. Okay, that was flush, and I pulled it up that far. I gotta check my darkness here. It was like really dark. Okay. Look at the head on that one. A little bit more. I'm going to have to get it up and get the head a little bit higher off of it. I'm gonna let that cool just a little bit. Now I can get up on top of that. We're gonna get it out of there somehow. Okay, there's the last of it. Whoop. Right there. All right. Okay, 3 more to go. I lost my grip castle on that one. All right, I'm gonna let that one cool. I'm gonna go to the next one and the next one. Awesome. Okay, one little piece left there. Thought we were gonna have 3, bam, 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 but that's all right. Little piece sticking out there. I think when it comes out of spirals and I'm pulling straight up, so it comes up so far and then breaks off again. So that's what I believe that's what's happening. All right, last one. All right, all 10 of those rivets are out. All right, I think that's it for tonight. Playing with our Peel 2 3D CAD scanner, having a pretty good scan with it on there, getting those 2 placards off of here, and successfully extracting all of the rivets. I think we'll quit while we're ahead. Also too, I know that somebody's going to ask me what this tank is back here, and this is a fuel tank off of a truck that Childs is restoring, and I'm going to be taking and cutting it in a certain length there and creating a wall between 2 sections there, and we're going to have a hydraulic tank on one end and a fuel tank will remain on the other end there. So that's kind of that. I'm going to get my large set of rollers that I did Larry Mahan's mast on. I'm going to get that down in so that I can roll it on, and then we're going to be splitting that up. But I just know that somebody looks around the back of the videos there when I'm working and comes up with a question. So that's what that job is all about. All right, get a screwdriver and we pull those receivers off for the handles, and we'll go ahead and pull our spanner nuts out of there, and this thing will be ready to start needle gunning and bringing down to a surface that we can start adding primer, and then we're going to build up on it. I have the rest of the components over there that we've been washing, and we're going to start painting and then storing away for the reassemble here soon. So I've got all the bearings and seals in for this, and we have tallies for that. I'll be going through that here shortly. How much dough we've already sunk into this pearl project. All right, but it's going to be a good little girl when we put her all back together, and that's what we're striving for anyhow. All right, till the next video, get her done.